This is the Chancellor's Report from 89.7 WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR, featuring Thomas Gibson, Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And here's your host, WUWM General Manager, David Lee.
Hello, and thank you for joining the UWM Chancellor's Report here on 89.7 WUWM. I'm David Lee, General Manager of the station, and I'm here today with UWM Chancellor Thomas Gibson. Hi, Tom.
David, how are you?
I'm doing great. So good to have you here today. And today we're going to be diving into really one of the most exciting tech partnerships in higher education right now, and it's right here at UWM. We're talking about the new Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Lab that just opened on UWM's campus this past summer. And with us to talk about it today is Joe Hamann, Executive Director of the Connected Systems Institute, which is home to the Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Lab. Joe has played a key role in launching the lab. And Joe, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, David.
Thanks for being back here again, actually, a year later. But let's start with you, Tom. Let's start with the biggest, widest aperture. Why did you want to focus in your introductory year hosting the Chancellor's Report on the Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Lab for this episode?
So that's rather simple, David. Partnerships are vitally important to UWM, including this marquee partnership that we enjoy with Microsoft. And while I typically never do this, but David, allow me to name drop. Just in case you didn't know, Microsoft Chairman and CEO Satya Nadella is a UWM alumnus.
What?
In fact, he earned his master's degree in computer science, and he continues to generously support students on our campus through scholarships and by supporting programs that introduce students to STEM careers. This partnership is a prime example of how we work with businesses to help them deliver on their mission and to aid them in moving forward. You know, we really believe that UWM is the bridge between innovation and practical applications, and we serve at the intersection of academia, industry, and technology. And I'm just so proud of the fact that this lab is one of only 2 Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Labs in the nation and only one of 4 in the world.
What?
Yes.
That's incredible. That is shocking to learn, almost as shocking to learn that the Connected Systems Institute has the first master's degree in this area, right?
That's right.
Still, a year later.
Connected Systems Engineering degree, one of its kind, yes.
That's incredible. We can't say that enough. We just want to say that right now, that we have one of the 2 Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Labs in the nation and the first and only master's degree in the nation. That's so impressive. Joe, so how did this impressive partnership and all of this come together?
Yeah, it's a great story. So from the beginning, both Microsoft and Rockwell Automation have been foundational partners in building the Connected Systems Institute at UWM. It was early investments, their early investments that helped launch the CSI in 2020. Since then, Microsoft has continued to support, not just with funding, but with educational programs, access to Azure tools that help students and faculty build and explore artificial intelligence in very hands-on ways. So when I joined the CSI about 2 years ago, in late 2023, Microsoft approached us with a bold idea, which was to bring one of their AI co-innovation labs to our campus at UWM, and specifically to our space at CSI. Their vision was to create a space focused on accelerating artificial intelligence adoption in manufacturing, and just as important, helping companies upskill their workforce. That mission aligned perfectly with what we do at CSI. So we jumped at the idea to partner with Microsoft and bring the lab to life. Now it's a place where manufacturers collaborate directly with Microsoft engineers to build AI solutions, and where students get to see this innovation hands-on in action.
What's the impact of students being able to see that sort of innovation in action?
Well, I like to think of this as an internship on steroids
Yeah.
for our students, right? This gives them arm's length access to some of the brightest engineers that Microsoft has that's going to prepare them for their next step after they graduate from UWM.
So this is better than experiential learning, right?
This is experiential learning with the sharpest in the world,
Yes.
and with our manufacturing community in the state of Wisconsin, which is a vital part of our economy.
Right. I think when we were talking before we started, it seemed like there's this gap in kind of the pipeline, right, of how students are getting into jobs, and this feels like it's a place to sort of close that or to open up that pipeline, right, to get people through.
Absolutely so.
So what are the outcomes of the lab so far?
Yeah, great question. So outcomes are exciting. For example, we've had one major Wisconsin-based manufacturer worked with the lab to develop really advanced AI tools to monitor the condition of their products. Helps them catch issues earlier, improving reliability, proactively helping their customers.
Yeah.
I'll share another example. A company in Waukesha, smaller manufacturer, used the lab to rethink how they manage their supplier quality improvements, using AI to drive process efficiencies. Students, I'll zoom into this one. We've had several hands-on workshops for classes at UWM where students, and in one case, a local Milwaukee manufacturer, teamed up with the Microsoft AI lab engineers to explore and build real AI applications, giving these students and engineers from a local company chances to learn by doing how these AI solutions can impact not only the business, but the students with their educational approaches at UWM.
So how does that actually work, right? So what I'm listening, and I'm just a radio GM. It seems like you're providing service to industry and also practical application for students. But how does that actually work day to day?
Yeah, great question. So I'll start with how does it work for industry? So we start by sitting down with the company, the manufacturer, and we try to understand really clearly upfront what's the challenge that they are facing within their business. Something that could be improved or perhaps solved with AI. Then we help them build a simple business case, a simple argument that shows how solving this problem with AI could make a real impact in their business, whether that's improving efficiency, reducing costs, or helping their workforce learn new skills. Once that's in place, the company enters the lab process. There's some kickoff with Microsoft. We do a hands-on workshop with the Microsoft engineers where we basically map out a pathway to that AI solution that Microsoft will ultimately collaborate in development with the manufacturer.
That's the co-innovation. Yeah,
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yep.
And that whole process culminates with a week-long engagement where the company comes to our space on campus at UWM, works hand in hand with the Microsoft AI lab engineers to build a solution that's ready to deploy back in their business.
That sounds a lot like kind of like capacity building, right? Capacity building for industry while also leveraging the student engagement at the university and also Microsoft, right? So it feels like there's like at least delivering on two bottom lines in terms of outcome.
This is accurate, yes.
That's really great, and really really exciting. So Chancellor, how does this lab fit with UWM's mission?
Perfectly.
That's an easy answer.
Right. So we have a three-part mission of providing access to a broad-based education, producing world-class research, and connecting deeply with our community. And this lab does all three. We are providing our students with the opportunity to learn how to put AI principles into practice in a very real way. We are also supporting research projects that incorporate AI to solve real-life, practical problems that are encountered by businesses. We are connecting with the community by engaging manufacturers and industry partners to find solutions that could potentially help their businesses grow. So when they thrive, the entire community benefits through either new or improved products or more employment opportunities for Wisconsin residents, and ideally right here in Milwaukee.
I mean, it seems like you're also the lab also, I mean, we were just talking about, right, connects local industry and businesses with Microsoft and sort of it continues to build networks, right, and capacity across industry partners.
Absolutely.
Joe, so what sort of feedback have you gotten so far?
Across the board, awesome
Yeah.
feedback. And I'll kind of click down, and I'll start with the students. So what we're hearing from the students is they want to help,
They want,
right?
yeah.
They want to be part of it. They're excited about the chance to work with Microsoft, learn AI hands-on. They see it as a future internship for them as well,
For
which
sure.
is exciting. The chancellor mentioned faculty and research. We get excitement there about the potential for leveraging this new tool on campus, which is the AI Co-Innovation Lab, to accelerate their research. We've already completed one project with a professor in mechanical engineering that helped accelerate his efforts in a robotics biomedical application. Industry partners, they're already seeing results. So some have successfully deployed the AI solutions that have been built in the lab. They're measuring real impact in their operations. And on top of that, we've got a strong pipeline of companies that are ready to get started and want to get involved. From the Microsoft side, they're excited about the impact, focused on helping businesses ultimately build these solutions that matter. And just as importantly, Microsoft is committed to upskilling the manufacturing workforce in the state. Starts with us at UWM and our students, which is really exciting.
That is really exciting. Chancellor, so as you're hearing Joe talk about all of these incredible things, and all the impact that the lab is having, what sort of pops through your mind?
I'm going to continue with the response that each of you just shared.
Yeah.
I too am excited. I'm excited about the future because we are harnessing AI in the most productive and ethical ways. And I simply love hearing how UWM is making an impact in our student lives, our faculty research, and our business community. These examples that Joe shared really bring to life what we strive to do at UWM.
Chancellor, you mentioned how we're working on ensuring that AI its application is ethical, and in a lot of previous Chancellor's reports we've done with your predecessor, that was a topic of conversation, right? That like it's us helping to build these learning models and helping to build this technology. What and this is to both of you, and maybe more to Joe. Like, what kind of guardrails are there in working with AI that you are kind of like working through?
Yeah, this is a popular topic,
Yeah,
and
right.
it's one that comes up every conversation we have with Microsoft for every project
Yeah.
that comes through the lab. And fortunately, to our benefit, Microsoft is they've got great processes to keep the tools under control.
Yeah.
And so any solution that's built, whether it's with our students or with an industry partner, it's built in a secure manner.
Yeah. How scared of AI should we be?
I think so long as we are approaching AI through an ethical lens and ensuring that we are utilizing AI in ways that adds efficiencies, reduce redundancies, that have some guardrails, if you will, in place, we certainly can find this tool to be useful in our everyday lives and certainly within our business processes. But there certainly is risk when these considerations are not in place.
I think it's that guardrails question, right? Like ensuring that there are guardrails to make sure that the management of the technology, that we can still manage the technology as opposed to the other way around, right? I think that's been kind of as we've been sort of working through our AI policy here, the main focus is that our work is human-based, right? We are delightfully human, and AI is a tool that helps us, to your point, Chancellor, kind of be more efficient and be better at our work, not replace it.
Absolutely.
So, Joe, what's next for the Microsoft AI Co-Innovation Lab?
Yeah, what's next? We like to say we're just getting started. So strength of the partnership we have with Microsoft. Right now, we're focused on scaling
Yeah.
the impact, bringing in more manufacturers, engaging more students, and really expanding the reach of AI innovation across Wisconsin. Excited to deepen collaboration with UWM faculty researchers. The lab provides such a platform for faculty to accelerate their research, whether in engineering, computer science, healthcare, biosciences, or beyond. Ultimately, we want to evolve how we do work in the lab so that more companies, more students, more faculty researchers can benefit from really the tools and talent that Microsoft is bringing to the table. I think the future's bright, and I'm excited about what how the Co-Innovation Lab has started and how it's helping shape the future of AI right here at UWM.
How does a company get involved?
Well, one starting point is they can reach out literally to me directly
Oh, wow.
at the CSI, and that's how we start the conversation. And I should note, we have tremendous partnership with Microsoft in this lab,
Yeah.
as well as the group up in Green Bay called Titletown Tech.
Sure.
They are the third really key partner in bringing this lab to life. Titletown Tech and CSI, we play an equivalent role in bringing companies and projects into the lab.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a question you can answer, but it is now you're bringing in kind of Titletown Tech, and it sort of reminds me that like we have such an under-known tech infrastructure, or tech ecosystem here in the Great Lakes region, particularly here in Wisconsin. Why is that?
Well, I've heard some describe the cause as we're a little bit too humble with how we approach our work. But I look to the Chancellor a little bit. We've got a pretty powerful resource at UWM, which is called the Lubar Entrepreneurship Center, which is a launching pad for a lot more work in this space as well.
It just seems like I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
No, I was just going to add that I agree with what Joe shared, in that, and I found this to be true in my early encounters with colleagues at UWM, as well as stakeholders and folks that I meet within the community. And again, it's this notion of humility.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the colleagues at UWM that have such significant expertise in a number of different disciplines and fields, and our alumni that are pursuing significant discoveries and innovation and having impact across our city, region, state, and beyond. But it's being done in a rather quiet way.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to rethink that approach.
It certainly, I think this is why you're here, right? Like
Right.
to be able to talk about this. So I previewed this question in the previous conversation we had about AI, but Chancellor, I'm sure, I know that this is just one of the ways that UWM is embracing AI. Can you talk a little bit more about some of the other ways?
Sure. So we want to prepare our students for the workforce by teaching them how to mindfully and ethically use AI, while at the same time ensuring authentic learning is taking place.
Yeah.
Just a couple of weeks ago, we hosted a Dialogue Across Perspectives seminar in which advocates and skeptics alike could come together and talk about how we can provide students with AI competency while preserving educational integrity.
Yeah.
So we are weaving AI into the content of courses at all levels and across all disciplines. We provide faculty with AI tools that they can use in the classroom and in their research. For students who want to enter AI-related careers, we are building our offerings so that they have the credentials they need to be job ready on day one. And they can also enter and grow their career in data science, machine learning, as well as software engineering. Operationally, we are looking at ways AI can be incorporated to bring efficiencies, as I noted previously, where it makes sense to do so. So the goal is not to replace people, certainly not at UWM, but to free them up to focus on higher value work that really aligns well with their expertise, creativity, and their judgment. And the partnerships that we have forged through the Northwestern Mutual Data Science Institute and the Connected Systems Institute continue to keep us at the forefront of technologies as they emerge.
How do those two institutes work together, or do they? Like, how do they interact?
Yeah, we're trying to do more,
Yeah.
I think. And I'll kind of tip my hand a little bit. We have a collaborative project we're going to be doing in the spring semester with Discovery World, where we're going to be doing a hackathon in partnership with the Northwestern Mutual Data Science Institute and the CSI.
That's super exciting. I can't wait to hear more about that. So we talked a little bit previously about whether or not we should be scared about AI, but let's sort of flip the script a little bit to like, what is exciting? What do you think is the most exciting thing about this transformative technology that we're still in the sort of opening kind of precipice of?
For me, I'm really excited how AI can help improve student learning. I believe that AI will present an opportunity to personalize student learning, to support students in ways in which they learn best, to provide access to academic support in a way that really targets an individual student's need. And I'm really energized about the outcomes of seeing more students succeed during their higher ed and academic pursuits.
Yeah, I would add to the Chancellor's answer that so much of what we hear at the CSI when we talk with the manufacturing community is they are interested in students who graduate with real experiences that they can deploy in day one at that company. And the fact that we have this toolkit called AI now amplifies the rate that we can give students real experiences that will be meaningful to that manufacturing company, that finance company, that wherever those students land, so their impact will be made right away.
So I can see how that's impactful for students, right? Like if I'm just a college student coming into college, and I know that I'm getting the tools to land in a job. But I guess the broader question is for a local business here in town who might be competing with a whole bunch of other businesses and also other businesses across the nation for the talent that we're producing. What's the value? What's the value impact to UWM for being such a strong player in that connective tissue? Does that make sense?
It does. I think these partnerships present strategic opportunities to bring in, again, real world problems into the classroom. It provides an opportunity to have a faculty and residents with our business and industry partners, and having our faculty benefit from some of the challenges, opportunities, the solutions that are conceived that can be brought back into the classrooms and perhaps influence course curriculum. And on a very practical level, these partnerships lead to employment opportunities for our students, internship opportunities, as well as opportunities for alumni.
I would add maybe one other thought, and in fact, I'm reflecting on an email that I got today from a partner of ours, a small-sized manufacturing company in New Berlin. And their CEO reached out and he said, "Hey, Joe, we'd love it if there could be some type of practical, hands-on education for my manufacturing workforce to come and understand how to use AI to more quickly work with data in the manufacturing floor." Like, those are examples that we can do more of at the CSI to deliver impact directly back to industry. And that helps the university, just as the Chancellor indicated, grow partnerships for the long run.
I'm just so fascinated. Again, every time I host one of these with you and our guests, this idea that the fact that UWM is such an important asset to the community, we just can't say it enough. And it's partnerships like these that help to kind of uplift that story. So again, fascinating discussion, and I think there's a lot more to talk about around AI and higher education. But unfortunately, our show is coming to an end. However, we get to wrap up our show every month by asking our guests what the coolest thing you were able to do this past month. Chancellor, let's start with you.
Sure. So most recently, I had the opportunity to attend the Temple Inc. Gala, and I was extremely impressed by the talented, sharp women leaders that I met within our community that are having outsized impact in their respective fields. So shout out to Tempo, the organizers of their gala. I had a wonderful time.
That's super cool. Joe, how about you?
You know, I've one of the big reasons why I came to this role at UWM from industry was I've got a passion for working with students and helping them grow. We do a lot of work with Waukesha, specifically the Waukesha County Business Alliance, and they invited us to talk on this very same topic, AI and the Co-Innovation Lab, a few weeks ago. I was able to bring one of our students from CSI along to tell the story, and to see this gentleman stand in front of the room, talk about his work with AI and manufacturing to a room full of manufacturing leaders, that's pretty impressive. That tells me we're making a difference, and it's exciting to see.
That's really, really cool too. For me, I think I may have shared this with you the last time we were here. I closed on a house.
Yes.
And it is right across the street from the university. Not planned. It just so happened that be the house that we chose. And as I was telling Joe before we got started, spent a lot of time on campus over the last month, more than the last 2 years. So
I love it.
I'll be seeing you all around.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
You've been listening to the UWM Chancellor's Report. This is David Lee, General Manager at the station. We will see you next month. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, David.
And thanks, Joe.
You've been listening to the Chancellor's
Jason,
Report,
can we
featuring
cut
Thomas
Joe's,
Gibson, Chancellor of the
his,
University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. If you'd like more information, go to uwm.edu/chancellor.